New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what? The Knicks just won the first game of the playoffs versus the newly born Bambi leg Detroit Pistons, right? I know you guys were worried because we were going down. We were coming from behind in the third quarter, but the Knicks did their thing and beat them 123-112. OG Anunoby gave you 23 points, 5 steals, and 7 rebounds. That lockdown defense, OG Anunoby. Josh Hart had 13 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Anthony Towns, 23 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, 11 rebounds. Blocks, I'm losing count how many blocks this man had, right? Bridges gave you 8 points and 2 rebounds, whatever. But Jalen Brunson gave you 34 points, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds, and campaign. I call him playoff pain. Had the game of his life and saved us with 14 points for campaign. Knicks went on a 21-0 run, the longest run in the season, combine the playoffs with the regular season to take this game and win. And we're gonna talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I can't wait to talk about it. Can't wait. Definitely can't wait. And we're gonna wait too. Waiting for, hold on. My sister Ebony just came into the building. Shout out to Ebony, who just joined us. Yeah. Ebony. What's good? Yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this win, all right? So first, Ebony, yeah. So first, let me introduce you to a guy. First and foremost, you already know, it's the Latin Assassin, Mr. ESPN contributor. Posting and toasting contributor, a Bleacher Report contributor. I can't even keep count of all the contributions he makes. Our guy Lee Escobedo, what's going on, Lee?
My main man Jay Ellis, my main sis Ebony. There's no one I'd rather celebrate than with y'all two tonight. Of course, I would love for the entire KOT team, but the three of us have been holding down this season. It made sense that the three of us are here now enjoying this unbelievable fourth quarter ass whooping. And probably my absolute favorite quarter of Knicks playoff basketball in my 25-year fandom. There hasn't been a lot of it, but damn it, tonight was my absolute favorite quarter. A master class adjustments from Tom Thibodeau. I cannot wait into all of the good, the great, and the awesome.
My man Tom Thibodeau doesn't adjust, huh? He doesn't adjust, huh? He doesn't freestyle, huh? Let's get it. And of course, you already know, it's our D1 baller joining the program. Our ex-D1 baller, Mad Knicks fan, a.k.a. Ebony. What's going on, Ebony?
What's up? Having problems with the mute as always.
You already know. It's tradition.
Yo, let's go. Like I said, K Shades, they don't want this fade. Knicks and 4.
Knicks in, I said Knicks in 5. She said Knicks in 4. Either way, we winning this thing. Listen, all this talk, all the Knicks, they should be afraid because they won three games to 0, and like you have not played this version of the Knicks. This team is battle tested. We've been to the playoffs before. Like I said before, the Pistons team, young, talented team. Cade, great player. This team is still young, Bambi-legged, going through growing pains. Emphasis on pain, all right? That's a triple entendre, all right? Emphasis on pain, because, campaign, you know what I'm saying? The pain of losing, emphasis on pain. And I'm gonna start off this program talking about Cade versus OG, because a lot of people thought that Cade was going to go off. because he's gone off all this whole time. The Pistons fans were talking about, okay, this is starting to gotten the best of OG Anunoby, and he can't. He's gonna be cooking them again. Nope. OG Anunoby put the clamps on him. Sure, he got the assist, but the shooting percentages were horrible. Fourth quarter, our offense was horrible. We wore him down for 39 minutes, and he couldn't get anything off. I feel like a lot of this win had to start with the defense on OG Anunoby and the job he's done versus Cade. What do you guys have to say? I'll start off with Lee.
100%. Cade had him in jail, and I'm going to go through a whole litany of things I thought were unbelievable adjustments by Tom Thibodeau. I'm not going to get all of them at once. I'm going to spread it out throughout the show, but let's start with Cade Cunningham. I like that Tibs off rip gave multiple looks to Cade. He had Brunson sometimes guard his man straight up and fight through screens to stay on Cade. And I thought Brunson had a pretty solid defensive game today on all the coverages that he had. He wasn't really hunted as much as I thought he would be, and Detroit kind of respected him as someone who was holding his own in pick and roll coverage and on one-on-one opportunities. But OG and Mikal took turns. The first quarter, you kind of saw both of them take the assignment when Kay was doing heavy on-ball numbers and trying to be more of a facilitator in that first quarter than a lethal scorer. And I thought OG did an unbelievable job in putting him in hell the entire game. It was like a blood match in the cage, WWE style. He was really using the very diverse and unique skill set of OG Anunoby, which is masterful footwork, being able to stay with just about anybody. And his defensive footwork matches the offensive footwork of the players he's guarding, specifically Cade Cunningham, matched with his strength. Cade cannot bully ball, pound the rock on OG Anunoby, get him into that mid-range spot he loves for a push shot or a floater. Cade, statistically, one of the best floater players in the entire NBA. OG knew that and completely took that away as part of their offense. And that floater opens up a lot of things too, because many times that floater turns into a lob, which then activates Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren. They had a moment there in the second quarter and the beginning of the third where they were activating that. The Knicks quickly adjusted and tore that off by moving Cat as a help side defender, which then took away the lob from Jalen Duren. That was an excellent adjustment by Tom Thibodeau. And he did a lot of things we have not seen in the regular season. Jay was right. He was holding his hand close to his chest and waiting for the playoffs to really implement some strategy he had that none of us fans had seen or predicted. It was a beautiful adjustment. And Cade Cunningham, they allowed him to be someone who was taking those pull-up above the break threes, but not someone who can get position with his strength and then find the cutters and the slashers for easy buckets at the rim. They're a very fast break team. They're a team that gets a lot of points in the paint. They're a team that takes a lot of threes, but they don't make a lot. And putting them into hard, tough ISO situations, specifically Tobias Harris and Amen Thompson, really jarred up their offense, mucked it up to the point to where Cade didn't know whether to be a facilitator or a scorer, and he was ineffective as both.
I agree. I agree. I shoot. Even there was times where they were switching, because you already know I've been talking about switching all the time. I feel like we really started to blow the game open when Cat got a couple of steals just straight up switching on Cade and getting us into the fast break. I feel like we just did a really good job just making it hell for them. And, you know, they had to try to go to their veterans. And we said it during the breakdown. Their veterans are not like that. They're not. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to have a spark when he starts, but and then he's going to fade. Tobias Harris, all right, cool, you go off, but historically, you were not that man in the playoffs. So as hot as the start they got to, at the end of the day, they're going to have to depend on Cade Cunningham to bring them home, and they don't have the firepower and confident players to really help them down the stretch. So if we just wear him down for the first three quarters, when it gets to that fourth quarter and it's Cunningham time, they're going to be stuck, and that's exactly what happened. Because the shots that was falling for those veterans in the first three quarters, fourth quarter game got tight, and so did they. Yo, Ebony, man, what you got? What you got to say?
Y'all already know. You already know what I say about pressure situation. Pressure bust pipes. It shows you who people really are. You know, you go back to what's comfortable, or you go Casper. The vets held it down. This game showed why I'm saying Knicks in four. the inexperience of Detroit, the turnover situation. They need to play fast. You saw the third quarter, they started playing, getting a transition. The game started looking a different way. They need to play fast. The playoffs is not known to be fast, though. So all the ways that they get their points is not really sustainable, kinda in the playoffs for 4 quarters. So this is why I'm saying it showed definitely the difference of the two teams. Cade can't afford to ever have a bad game.
Nope.
He can't afford to ever have an inefficient game. Whereas in the New York Knicks, we don't put all our eggs in one basket. Jalen had a first half to off, right? OG held it down. You know, Cat sprinkled in here and there. You know, you see that, and then you got Josh Hart. Then in the second half, Josh Hart, who was in foul trouble in the first half, came through in the second half. Then you see Cat. You see Cat, who they don't have another guy. We have another guys. We have another guys with an S at the end. At any moment, they could show up. This is why I always say players make you believe. It's different in the playoffs. For the regular season, these guys pace themselves. They pace themselves to try to make it through the whole season. It's no tomorrow in the playoffs, and you see the intensity, you see the aggression, you see Josh Hart put water on Tobias. You see Deuce, even though Deuce had a terrible offensive game, he put some water on Malik Beasley. Ball denial, getting through screens, not letting him score. Kind of shut him out the game a little bit, cooled him off.
Yeah.
So we have other players Payne, outstanding. Again, I was the one on the panel saying no, I wouldn't bench Payne for DeLon Wright. This is why
you were right, sis.
I hated him on other teams. But as soon as we got him, I said he's the type of player that's when he's on your team, you love him. Because again, he just gives you that energy. So again, this shows the difference. And we talk about their bigs, a non-factor.
Yo, can we put the vet Duran over Mitch, please? Can we put that to bed?
I need that sound bite, Jay. So this is why I need it. So I can say, play the cue.
It was too much cursing. It was too much. I was way too much cursing.
Just the Phantom part. That's it. You already know. Christ the 3000 look like a Phantom until a Phantom pull up.
I feel you. But yo, can we put the Mitch versus Duran thing together? I've heard Knicks fans talk about Duran over Mitch. We need Duran. Mitch came in with the too big lineup and shut things down. Blowing up plays, getting steals, deflections, blocks. Played 17 minutes. And I feel like that first half big lineup looks really good. Josh Hart got into foul trouble for us to see it, but when we saw it, it was clicking. So I'm really liking that big lineup. I hope that we get to see it without Josh Hart being in foul trouble, because I liked it. I like what I saw. but also too, if Cat plays defense, if Cat continues to play defense like he did in the fourth quarter, that need for the big lineup might not be as essential, because Cat's defense in the fourth quarter was brilliant. He was stonewalling people at the rim. He was getting steals, getting blocks without fouling. Like Cat was really good defensively in the fourth quarter. And he had a good game in general, whether it be the passing, whether it be the shooting, whether it be the post-ups, whether it be just playing tough, shooting over people. Cat was a monster, and he was a non-factor the last game versus the Pistons. But the games before that, he went off, and they showed that there's nobody on that team that can lace up Cat's Nikes at all.
I kind of want to go on a rant. I've been this whole season, y'all know, I've been trying to stay even cool, not let myself get too emotional, up and down on regular season shit. And I bet right now no one is thinking about a late December loss in New Orleans. I bet right now nobody is thinking about those games 0-2, 0-3 against OKC. I bet right now no one's thinking about that first opening night game against Boston. We got absolutely gobsmacked. No one's thinking about that shit because the playoffs are starting. And that's all that matters right now. Regular season's out the window. This is a time to be aggressive. This is a time to be harsh and critical. This is also time to spread joy and admit when maybe some of those takes you had during the season were wrong. Most importantly, Tom Thibodeau doesn't make adjustments. I have spent my time on this program challenging myself to be able to find and read offensive, decent defensive sets. If I can do it, someone who never played basketball at any kind of level that mattered, everyone can. But instead, they choose their narratives over facts. The eye test will tell you. Today was a great example of the adjustments. Let's talk about Mitchell Robinson, who has excelled as a defender of the intermediate zone, the mid-range zone. He has excelled, putting him on Amen Thompson, putting him on Ron Holland. Ron Holland was completely taken out of the rotation in the second half because of Mitch and OG Anunoby's defense, combined defense. When they shared the court, Ron Holland had nobody to draw to. I love my Duncanville brother, but him and Thompson, they have no shot diet in the playoffs. When shit tightens up and you have a defender giving you no space, what are those 3, 4, 5 moves you go to in plays as a second and third option that can guarantee you a decent look at the rim? None, because Mitchell Robinson was anticipating. The man was watching tape, anticipating the passes that were going specifically to Duran, Thompson, and Holland, and intercepting them and stealing them, and also blowing up all the lob opportunities that Jalen Duran was trying to get himself into, and Isaiah Stewart as a backdoor cutter. All that was blown up by Mitchell Robinson as well. And I want to give Ebony some flowers. 2 seasons ago, when her and I were debating Isaiah Hartenstein versus Mitchell Robinson, she said something that I disagree with so strongly then, but I see I was wrong now, which is wait till Mitchell Robinson shows you everything he can do. Let's not judge him until he gives you everything he can do. And offensively, we saw an impact Mitch. If Mitch has a ball 12 feet around the basket, no more hesitation. He is strong and confident to not just go up for the offensive rebound, but as soon as he gets it, do something with it instinctively. That one-handed put-back dunk, I was like, this is why hashtag never trade Mitch. I don't care who you think you're going to get. The grass is not always green on the other side. Mitchell Robinson is the best interior post defender in the NBA. He is the most Tom Thibodeau player on this roster. Why would you trade the anchor of your head coach's philosophy for someone you think might replace it or be better than when you have the real thing at home in MSG? Never trade Mitch. Those minutes he shared with OG Anunoby showed how dynamic we can be in the playoffs. And as all three of us have made on this panel, everyone on this roster is a playoff performer. They play better in the playoffs than the regular season, which is one of the reasons I never got too upset if we dropped a game to Utah, if we dropped a close one to Washington, if we lost every game against Cleveland, because this is a playoff constructed team. Guys with heavy minutes logged have been on the part of Detroit early on in the playoffs and have overcome those struggles and now on the Knicks to be fully optimized as a unit, not as individual 1A, 1B, as a unit to play team basketball. And Tom Thibodeau tonight showed just how dominant we can be on both sides.
Can I say the biggest adjustment of the night for me? Something that he's complaining about all season that he did today. The 2-point guard lineup to close the game. Jalen Brunson and Cam Payne. Usually that's Mikal Bridges minutes. Mikal Bridges is on the bench. Cam Payne was on a heater all night when we were in a drought down 9 in the third quarter. He gives you like a step back 3-pointer to break momentum. And then Cam and Jalen Brunson continue to take turns whipping the Pistons' ass.
Belt to ass.
Yeah, like bent over whooping. Then the defense started going, and then Josh Hart, he starts getting his fast break mode, hits layup after layup, and you can see it, yo. You can see the young team in them when they were getting spanked, how that spirit of all that bravado, all that left their body. The moment was too big for them.
Yes.
they were giving. I'm sorry, Jay.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, they were giving, careless turnovers. It was really the pressure really got to them. It was crazy. And again, Payne with those big buckets, he went on a run by himself. Where I think I hear echo too. Jay.
Yeah, I hear echo.
But yeah, it was just like he went on a run by himself where the offense was stagnant and we needed somebody else to step up. It was a big moment. They were cheating. They were really focusing and being physical with Brunson, and it wasn't much movement on offense. He keeps, again, I've been saying this all season about Cam Payne. he don't know what he gonna do half the time. I'm pretty sure. So I know the defense don't know, and you saw a lot of that attacking the paint, and then when they played off of him, hit a big 3-pointer. Not only that, but his defense is very underrated. I believe
Yeah.
he came in here and helped defensively. Uh, Set a tone, also helped,
Locked up
and
Beasley.
then yeah, exactly. And Lee said something again. Appreciate you for the flowers, because my guy Mitch, I see the vision, I see the work. But one of the things is I call it the Mitch effect or the Mitch impact. Him and OG helped set the tone against Cade.
Mm-hmm.
They literally set the tone. This is how it's going to be for you. Like, play the mind games first. This is how it's going to be for you. Because where Cade killed us in the regular season, he immediately tried to do that in the first quarter.
Yep.
When Mitch was there, that was nothing there. It was nothing. It was like, okay, now what's option A? What's option B for you, Kate? And I don't think he has one. He had one, and then they switched looks. Josh Hart, I thought, did a good job on him also.
Sure did.
So again, I give my hats off to me. I give my to Mitch and Tibs for not overplaying him. Mitch playing people the right amount of minutes to me, adjusting, playing great matchups. Tibbs was coaching his behind off today. It's knowing again, Mikal don't have it. Okay, cool. Ride pain. Didn't take the ball out of their hands. So I definitely give credit for Tibbs listening to the game very much so. Even with the Mitch thing, where he didn't overplay him. It was like, all right, Mitch, you did your thing. We don't need you right now. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't force it. We didn't really. You had a good game. Not saying Mitch had a great game to me. You starred in your role, but we don't need to overplay you. Like, that to me was like, all right, Tibbs. Even that was okay. Not panicking.
I agree.
Not panicking. So again, shout out to Tibbs for that. But again, I just love this team, and this is why, because we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. And I've been saying also about Hart. He's a playoff player. He is a playoff player. His intensity gets higher because there is no tomorrow. It's like it's all out Hart. So you already see Hart go all out in the hustle he brings on the regular season. This is all out. Whatever I gotta do. You see him diving for loose balls in the crowd. Whatever I have to do. And that's the type of players we have, and why I'm so confident. So I could say Buffs, Tufts, it's about to get rough. Knicks in 4.
Nixon. She said Knicks in 4. Listen, I said Knicks in 5. I don't care. As long as we win, man. As long as we win.
If they don't, I strongly believe that. If they don't, they don't. But I really do. I really do. There's a difference. There's an experience difference, and there's they have vets that are known to do what they did today. Be Casper. You can only fake who you are for so long. In a pressure situation, that's bound. Your mask is bound to slip. So that's why I be saying again, playoffs make me a believer. And right now, we could play that Phantom 300. We could play that Chrysler 300 clip again. Right. If we're gonna talk about Cade and the mentions about being the best player on the court, because he sure didn't look like that today.
Listen, I said it before, and I said it again.
No, I wasn't really talking about you though. But you too, Lee. Now.
Now Lee said it. Lee said it.
Listen. I still believe it. I think he's the most talented.
Like I said before, there's overall players and there's killers. Cade is a great overall player. You go stop him from scoring. He's going to give you some assists. You're going to give some rebounds. Jalen Brunson is a killer. A killer. Like, they'll keep talking about the Michael Jordan, LeBron James thing. Like, Michael Jordan had food poisoning and dropped 38 in the playoffs. That's the type of player Jalen Brunson is. He's the dude who's going to be hurt, one ankle, and still give you 35 on one leg. So it's like when you have the guys like, oh, he's taller, he can score, he can do. Okay, cool, that's nice. That's nice. When the game is on the line, though, and the pressure is on, and you only got 1 foot, what are you going to do? How deep is your bag? And as good as Cade is, His bag still ain't deep. He still got to push off every time to get a shot off.
Facts.
He still got to push like your bag.
It's true.
I'm not trying to say he's a good player, but Jalen Brunson is, I don't know how many feet shorter than he is. They kind of give K the nod because he's taller, but Jalen Brunson's bag is deep. Can't stop that.
Yes.
And again, shout out to not having to put all your eggs in one basket. Like the team we have, this is all the team that I always wanted. So I'm enjoying every step of this because we think about Jalen struggling, and then we think about the defense of Cat and Josh Hart in that second half, getting Jalen Brunson easy buckets in transition, not solely defending and putting pressure on him. Take the pressure off your star. Like that's what we do. So okay, you had a bad game. Now Jalen Brunson is like, yo, I gotta step it up. Like my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I got this. I got y'all. Like so that's the type of team we have. Like next man up. Payne Deuce didn't have a good offensive game. Shamit neither. You understand? Payne said, "Don't worry, brothers. I got y'all." That's the type of team we have. They pick each other up and they perform. So this is the difference. This is why I'm so confident.
Heard you.
I agree with it, with all of the criticism and the compliments that you gave Jalen Brunson. I agree. Cade is not a killer. Jalen Brunson is. Brunson's resume is 1,000 times better than Cade because Cade has no playoff resume, which falls on him as the best player on the team for being dog shit for the last couple of seasons. But I think Pistons would not be here and they would not have been in this game if not for Cade Cunningham. And I think that there's a fair argument you can make for either player. I think most people will agree that it's fairly close. It's not a blowout. And I'm okay with arguments about Jalen Brunson being better because I'd rather have Jalen Brunson. And I'm glad we have him and not Cade. But at the same time, it don't matter who has the first best player because we have the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth best player. They have a bunch of role guys. And to the point, we've criticized their young guys for not having a playoff bag. They also have 3 veterans that tend to overdo it in ways that are reckless and affect the flow of the offense. Tim Hardaway Jr. is the best example of a veteran who thinks he's better than he is and will play that way to the detriment of team ball. Malik Beasley was doing the same thing tonight, and Tobias Harris. I think Tibs was very happy that going into the half, Tobias Harris was a leading scorer because he knew that wasn't sustainable and that was going to lead to us being able to win. Because if he's a leading scorer, majority on ISO points, scoring on an island, on mismatches, that means Amen Thompson, Ron Holland, all those other Jalen Duren, they're being isolated. They're being iced out of a game and iced out touches. That plays to our favor. So, yeah, we can argue about who has a better player. It don't really matter because we have a next best 5. And that's going to tilt the series to a sweep or at most a 5-game.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson still. Okay, I'm bad. All right, let's salute to the chat, though. I see people in the chat. I see y'all in the chat. Y'all here deep. Shout out to Prezi the boss. Yo, can y'all scan the chat for some comments that you like? I don't know if you haven't already. But let me shout out these guys real quick. Prezi the boss, the predicate, my real fake cousin Winston Ellis. I see you. Fritz Ellisindor, best mod in the game. Gaza Zone, Lewis Randall. Who else is in? I seen a lot of people in the chat before. Alexander, I see you. I see Brooklyn Butch. I'm sorry. Glamour Knicks, Gregory Lee. A-Train, seen you in a minute. Shout out to you. Salute S. Parker, Sandman, everybody else rock with the KOT show. Salute to you guys. Also, I know we got a super chat. Gamer channel. He says, great comeback win for the Knicks. Cat with the best defense he played all season. Took the words out of my brain. 2 blocks and 4 steals. That's what I'm talking about. Last but not least, campaign. Let's go. Ooh, pick gunshots. All right, I got the gunshots. Got all that for you. Thank you, Gamer Channel. Okay. All right. You guys see anything you want to point out?
I did if I can remember because my memory shot. But I saw Prezi say you definitely need to get the sound bite with the Christ. I saw him say that. And I just want to, I don't know if you wanted to go over a chat anymore because I had something I wanted to say about Cat. Something to mind.
Okay, I mean, if you didn't say anything else, I guess we could go. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't remember. My chat is bugging out on my end.
Oh, your
It
chat's
keep
bugging out on
going
your end.
blank. Yeah, it keep going blank. My thing is black right now, so I can't really see it.
Gaza says Cade is taller. He's not better. Lewis Randall says easy Tibbs. Give OG the green light. Get the hell out of his way. OG was cooking in the first half. I think that was a good thing too, where like OG was locking Cade up in the first half and then giving the business in the second half in the first half as well. So it's like not only you locking him up, but you not allowing him to rest on defense, which is what I
Facts,
loved about the OG in that first half.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
I love that too. I love, and it was like physical. It was all the above in three levels, whatever way, 3-pointer, mid range, going to the basket. Again, what we saw towards the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
was what we got today from OG.
For real, for real. Oh, we got another super chat too. 4.99 super chat from John Baines says, shout out KOT squad. We matched their intensity tonight. This defense translates to the next round. Yeah.
Facts.
I think if we play this type of
Much love,
defense
John.
all series and next round, we should be fine. Because we play all out. And if we keep playing all out, we'll be giving the Celtics fits for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ebony. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I had to give him his flowers. Definitely, I had to. Because I give him enough about his defense. We talked about it all season, so I got to shout out the defense. I always talk about his defensive principles and how you don't have to be the fastest or strongest. The defense, you just got to be in good position. And today he was there. His rotations was there. His help defense, the help blocks, from behind pause. He was there. He was there. Taking away things, not halfway, almost being there or unsure. He was there. So a shout out to Cat. He did have a little lapse in the third quarter though. But
Yeah.
Tibbs stuck with him and he got it together again. So it was just a little short stint where they pushed that. But other than that, I thought he was great on that end. Saved a lot of
She was really
easy
good.
shots. Steals, played good defense on the pick and roll, was hedging high. Just a good positional defense game. And even with the blocks and the steal, I heard it was a career high. So shout out to Cat. Yeah, shout out to Cat because he showing it up, showing what he made of. And also real quick, I want to say something. I know we also been talking about his lack of 3-point shooting. And I think I figured that out. I think Cat has learned from his past prior playoff mistakes, or maybe that's always in the back of his mind that he may have relied too much on a three
Yeah.
as a cop out, like a emergency plan type vibes. So starting new habits almost, because you remember last playoffs, one of the games he kind of kept shooting and shot terribly from
Mm-hmm.
three, right? So maybe that's why he's doing this, learning how to depend on other aspects of his game and not just falling back on the 3-pointer.
I agree. I kind of said that during the season too. But also what we've been seeing too is like we haven't really had a true 5-out lineup so far to really exploit Cat's 3-point shooting ability. Actually we had like a 5-out lineup for a short time today when we had Deuce in there instead of Josh Hart.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the time to kind of exploit Cat's picking pop ability, but we really didn't. But I mean, I guess it didn't matter today because we just steamrolled them anyway. But I do agree that I think he's trying to learn from last season and try to mix up his game. Maybe he overdoes it sometimes because he abandoned three too much. But I think today he had a pretty good balance, especially considering the Pistons elected to put smaller guys on him all game. So when you put a smaller guy on him all game, you gotta take him in the paint. You gotta make him feel that height difference.
Yeah, yeah, and like you mentioned, like Lee mentioned about him reading the game. I thought he did a great job both ways today. It was a point like you just mentioned, Jay, about them putting a smaller play on him. They put a Zor, I think I'm saying the Thompson twin on
Mm-hmm.
him, and he immediately, no hesitation, drove past, went to the basket for a tough layup, and it was a bucket that we needed at the time. It was a really big bucket at that part of the game. So again, just not working smarter, just making the right reads. He definitely did that today, I thought.
I agree. I agree.
That the dime too, that was pretty. His passing, he has fun when he's doing it.
Uh-oh, Picks for Timmy is in here. I see you, Picks. I already know Picks got something to say about campaign. I already know Picks got something to say about campaign. I see you, Picks. Welcome to the chat, Picks. Felicia, I see you. Knicks Nation TV, I see you. Shout out to my peoples on TikTok. Shout out to BK Nick 718 holding down TikTok. Shout out to Pointing Path on TikTok as well. Great win all overall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lee. You had something you want to say? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm about to go on a rant, so Ebony, go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to shout out because my chat is working right now. It's finally working. I'm sorry. But Predicate said talked about how I told him about the Tibs secret plan. I told you they like to keep stuff in their pocket. He said K shutting down OG. That there was a bunch of chess moves and OG not playing and Mitch not playing in that Detroit game was the move I thought was huge. Like you don't know what again, I seen that Detroit fans didn't mention Mitch. So I was like, they're going to be into a rude awakening, and the OG not guarding Cade was crazy because he's never played with Mitch. So having OG and then back up with Mitch,
Yeah,
I think
that's different.
that's a lot differently than anything OG's had before. So
Yeah.
that's why I laughed when I heard that. That's not the same situation.
Mitch and OG together defensively is scary, yo. I'll be seeing the arms flying over the place and the recovery when Mitch stonewalls him and OG gets back into play. It's that defensive 1-2 punch is scary. It really is.
And such an underrated part of Mitch's game is him being in the passing lane.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing real quick, so I know Lee got his rant, I'm sorry, is that I forgot who Felicia said the dunk. Yes, that Mitch dunk was absolutely crazy. And he actually did it to him again, but they didn't count it because of the foul on Jalen Brunson. So he was saved the second highlight.
Oh yeah. That's true.
So,
put him on a poster.
That's it. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Lee.
I would like for the chat, everyone watching on TikTok, people who are going to stream this on Twitter, I think it's very important that anytime from this point on you hear someone, we know who we're talking about, man. I'm talking about these toxic Knicks Karens. I'm talking about these chat GPT thoughts. I'm talking about these miserable, horribly angry bastards on Twitter who just love to say things like adjustments and 5 out and pick and roll coverage and drop, too much drop. Anytime someone challenges, does Tom Thibodeau make adjustments? Or say they does or he doesn't, challenge them on it. What adjustments do you want to see? And see what they say. It's time for us to actually take these horrible takes to court and see if they can hold up in the face of actual eye test facts. My 2 favorite adjustments by Tom Thibodeau tonight, one on offense and one on defense. And I'll start with defense first because it involves Mitchell Robinson and OG Anunoby. JLS, do you remember in the beginning of the season, first month, a little bit around a month, Tibs started the season with Cat in that pre-switch, removing him out of it, sending him out to the perimeter to guard 4s and 5s that couldn't shoot, and inserting Josh Hart and specifically OG Anunoby at about the level to guard the pick and roll as the rim protector. We saw that, and we were like, this is actually working. And it was effective. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it disappeared. It went away. And multiple times in January and February, when our rim protection was suffering because Mitch wasn't back yet, me and Jay had conversations. What happened to that pre-switch? They should bring that pre-switch back. I think Tibs had enough data. He knew, I'm saving this. I don't want there to be tape of adjustments that a team in the playoffs can make on how to know this is coming. Well, guess what returned in game 1 of Pistons Knicks? That mother effing pre-switch. Cat was removed out of it at the level, mainly when Cade was the ball handler. So whoever that roller was, or if it was Cade and the roller decided to into a pop situation, which is limited because they don't have a whole lot of shooters besides Tobias, we had OG and Hart playing excellent protection at the rim. What did that allow? It allowed Cat to have great box out positioning for rebounds, but it also allowed Cat to attack in double teams. And when it was him and OG, nobody is scoring the rim in that double team. You saw how suffocating that was. Kate Cunningham, one of the best rim finishers in the NBA, was suffocated on that pre-switch that involved OG guarding the rim, and then Mitch was able to come out on the weak side. You saw it again with Cat. Cat was in multiple positions to get what? Steals and blocks. Why? Because he's not having to guard the rim, being put in foul trouble situations that can limit his impact in a game one necessary. As Eddie said, 75% of the time, the winner of game one wins a series. It was necessary for Cat to not be affected by fouls today, and the pre-switch returned to ensure that. And OG and Hart stepped up when we needed it most, guarding the rim, which allowed Cat to guard backdoor, allow those cutters not to be able to get points, and also be put on Amon Thompson or Duren on the perimeter, who are no threat. So he can do a hard hedge and double whenever he needs to protect the rim. There's an adjustment. That was when we saw in the beginning of the season that went away and then came back because Tom Thibodeau isn't as bad this playoffs and he's ready to win that chip. Second adjustment, I'll keep this one short, on offense. I was wondering, how is Josh Hart going to be hidden this series? How is Tibs going to utilize Hart to where he doesn't become a non-factor completely? Because when you catch it on the perimeter, he either has to try to find driving lanes, chuck up a three, or do something in the mid-range. Well, he put him in the dunker spot tonight, and he was highly effective on those ghost screens that would actually bring him back to the rim as a cutter. He would fake like he was down the perimeter. The defender would drag off, turn their head. He would cut to the basket in the baseline. How many times did they find him for easy dunks in the dunker spot and at the rim? Many times. Great offensive adjustment early to give Hart some touches too. He was rewarded many times as a lone person there under the rim for easy lay-ins and dunks. Excellent adjustment by Tom Thibodeau, knowing who you have at your disposal, who you're playing against. Boston, you can't do that. That's not going to work because there is no non-threat. They're 5 out and they're deadly shooting threes. But against Detroit, it worked. So implement it and play it to your strength. 2 adjustments Tibs made on offense and defense that I thought really turned the tide and crushed Detroit's spirit because the things they thought were weaknesses became strengths. My rant's over.
Excellent breakdown by Lee. He was doing a good job this season. Just expanding.
Appreciate you, bro.
Into his X and O back.
Appreciate you, bro.
Salute to you, Lee.
All
right.
Appreciate you, my guy. Iron sharpens iron.
And salute to the chat too. I see here you go. Timmy wants to spin the block.
On me?
I don't know who. I know I talk smack about Cam.
Come on, Timmy.
It could be a Cam rant. It could be an ECF rant. It could be anything. Let's see. But I'm putting the Discord link in the chat for Timmy to get to this Discord so he can spin the block. If he has a block to spin. All right. So, but not even just for Timmy. Anybody else who wants to rock with us and speak live with us on the Discord, you won't be on camera. If you click the Discord link, it'll just be audio, and you can talk to us about Knicks basketball and your thoughts. So there you go, Timmy. Let me know if you're ready. And TikTok land too. Let me see. Maybe I don't know. TikTok land. If you want for my people on TikTok, if you want to chat with us live on Discord, you can. You won't be on camera, but you'll have access to audio, and we'll all be able to hear you. Okay. Cool. All right, and Pix is ready to rumble. I'm gonna bring him in. All right.
Go off, Pix.
Let's go. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me put my sound up. Hello? Yo, Pix, you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. What's going on, Pix? We here?
We outside. Oh, man.
We outside. We here.
Let's go, Jay. Let's go, JLS. Hey, yo, JLS in the building, man. We got the D1 baller, man. And we got my man Escobedo. He ain't have enough time to read my comment, man. We outside anyway. Campaign. Let's talk about it. I know you didn't like the jump shot, JLS. I know you didn't like the jump shot. It's all good. Yo, my boy Campaign got the playoff disruptor badge on. He brought the NBA 2K out for y'all, yo. We outside, man. What did Tibs do, man? Freestyle your Rap City, the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out here, so he's
Yep.
getting it
Did
with the
all that.
freestyle the beatbox, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, look, my man Mitchell Robinson, man, y'all forgot he didn't even play the last time we played Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, y'all calling us soft. Josh Hart went out there the last time we played Detroit. They was calling us soft. OG was taking a break. Man, he was on the Gatorade commercial with Kendrick. Yo, he was trying to get right for the playoffs. Yo, y'all was calling us soft.
You
Nah,
was soft.
this ain't the way this goes, yo. This is the New York Knicks, man. It's gritty. It's too gritty out here, yo. We outside, man. It's just the first game of the playoffs. I don't want to go off too crazy, but how many times I got to tell them in the chat ECF, man? What is this like month 5 right now? This is just a start, y'all. This is just a start. I can't even. I don't even want to know what to do right now, JLS. I don't even know what to do, man. I would sit here and tell Phil about himself. I'm sorry, Phil. I would sit here and tell Lee Escobedo about himself. It's okay, man. We can talk about the annexation of Puerto Rico and the pick and roll situation, but you know what? They just can't guard Cat. There's nothing they can do. It's over. It's time to go get it, man. ECF, man. I'm out, yo. I'm sorry.
That is
I want
Timothy.
Pitts and I have our history of getting into it in the chat. We have our history going back and forth. Pitts is one of the smartest ball knowers that I have the pleasure of knowing. The reason I get into it with him is I respect his take. He knows ball. And he does it game after game. He gives his opinion in the chat. He is one of the smartest KOT followers we have. And he might be the most loyal, most beloved follower that KOT has. He is, with him and Fritz, hold down that chat every single post game. We love you, Pitts, and we hate you too.
Oh man, you my guy, Picks. That's Lee. Just you and Lee with the love hate thing. This is love over here.
That's my bad.
For real, my guy Timmy. Mitching Payne. Let's go.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. First shot of the game that Campaign took. I looked at it, I was like, why does this shot look smoother than like usually I feel like it has like a little hitch. The shot, I don't know, he was tinkering or something. The shot looks smoother. He still has the weird stance where his shoulder is facing that way and he's shooting over like his field of vision weird. But it looked way smoother today than it ever did the whole season. Playoff pain is a thing. Playoff pain is absolutely a thing. He did the same thing to us on the 76ers. He did the same thing he used in the bubble. There's something about the playoffs with Campaign, man. It just elevates his game every single time. It really does. He did it again with the Knicks.
Well said.
For sure. Suits my guy. Suits my picks. I hope you're right about ECF. I really hope you're right.
Yep. I'm jumping out the window on this one too. I told you I'm going all the way, baby.
All right.
We play like a team. We play like a team because we don't. Again, the factor and that for me is that we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. I would keep saying it. So if I can get 15, 10, 10, 15, get some steals, you handle the steals and Josh Hart pushing the pace. Help Jalen out a little bit. And with the rebounding, he help with that too. Him and OG. That's what I'm saying. Like if they do it together, they can make people non-factors. Durant was a negative 21 today. Non-factor. So that's why I'm with that. I'm with the ECF is better. I'm with I think we can make it a run for it, for real.
I think so too. I think also. Corin Carlos. Shout out to Corin Carlos. I don't think I've seen you before. He says Knicks in 5. He says Detroit Pistons, Video Vixen, Sony listing Knicks in 5. Okay, he's a rapper. I see you. I see the bars.
Video Vixen.
I see the bars.
Shout out.
I like it.
Super says we got too much weapons. I hear you. Is there anything that you feel like we need to tweak for the next game? I know we spoke about everything that went right. And for you guys listening, just because we're pointing out something wrong doesn't mean we're down on the team. Doesn't mean we're complaining. Sometimes it's just things you want to fix. Hey, you want to tighten up on. I still think we're gonna beat this team. The real struggle, the real challenge to me will be the second round, but we're gonna beat this team. All right. So, you guys feel like we should tweak anything before we get into game 2?
Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna nitpick, but it was some throughout the game. We were a little stagnant at times.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when Detroit had a lead, they had more assists than us at that time. So again, making sure that we keep the ball and play and movement together, because that keeps us unpredictable. You don't know who's going to get the ball, who's going to get the next shot. I think we did a good job of that in the fourth quarter. You didn't know where it was coming from. Pause. So it's that's one of the things. Our 3-point defense on shooters.
Mm.
We had a little lapse on Malik Beasley a couple times where he just was wide open,
Yeah.
great shots. We can't allow that guy almost won with 3-point champions this year. So we can't allow that. We have to get better on that. Can't allow that. And again, Mikal came out with a good defensive possession. Did hit a big bucket in the fourth quarter, like fourth quarter, third, a little mid range bucket when we needed it. But again, his aggressiveness, what are we gonna get from him? Is very unsure right now, to be honest. So just keep my eye on Mikal, his aggressiveness on both ends.
Agreed. Agreed. I felt.
I
Go ahead, Lee.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I agree with Ebony. It's starting the curl string. They ran that same curl string in the third quarter, like almost four times in a row for Beasley. He operated it about 2 or 3 times. 2 of the times it led to a 3. Come on, like don't go down, don't get caught by the downstream and start chasing it, worrying about getting at the rim. Worry about the 3. And Malik Beasley, that's really their only bona fide weapon outside of Cade that can be generated without Cade touching the ball. I mean, they do a lot of guard-to-guard stuff. Tim Hardaway and Beasley trying to get each other open. Eamon Thompson setting solid screens, too, for a young rook. But trying to guard the curl screen, staying on it, navigating it well so he doesn't have open looks at the rim. You know, I mean, I looked at his shot chart. His shot chart's the left side. When he's on the left side, fucking follow. Do not get hit by the pick. Call, communicate, talk about it. Let him know it's coming. Navigate it. Stop it. Don't let Beasley get easy open 3 shots that aren't generated through fast break.
All good points. Yeah. I feel like you mentioned everything else. I probably want to mention the stagnation in the third quarter, in the third quarter specifically, stood out. The defense. I don't know if I like Jalen Brunson on Tim Hardaway Jr. I feel like, especially when he had the ankle thing, chasing Tim Hardaway around kind of burnt us. That's when he kind of started getting hot in that third quarter. So I don't know if I would do something else about that. Shamet, he only played 10 minutes today. I wanted more from Shamet. They was running him off the 3-point line today. Hopefully he gets some looks the next game and helps us break a game open. So hopefully he gets a little bit better. But yeah, that's about it. Another thing is I just hope JB finds a better flow between passing and scoring. I kind of feel like he hasn't been 100% since he's gotten back. So I kind of feel like he's testing his ankle out and he's using the playoff game to get back into a flow. And it got scary instance because it's like, okay, why are you shooting this crazy fadeaway over Dennis Schroeder when he's all over you? That's the time to pass the ball, and he didn't. But I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out. He was dynamic at the end of the third to fourth quarter, and it worked. And he got himself back into the flow. Hopefully, we don't have to see another whole game of that, and he's just into the flow from the start. But yeah, and he can still balance out the scoring and the passing. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's a good one, though. That's definitely a good one. Creating a balance between his getting his shot and creating. I thought he was forcing. I thought he didn't put. It was some non-JB like decisions a lot, like forcing a lot.
Yeah.
To me, he has to remember he is JB the point guard.
Right.
And I think he did kind of slowed it down and allowed that, like, kind of almost off ball too. He did it in the fourth quarter sometimes. So let Cat do create or whatever, or help with the creation. But and another thing about the 3-point defense, because we're trying to prevent mismatches with JB. A lot of time we do those two-person on ball by accident, and like you
Yeah,
mentioned about Tim Hardaway Jr. and when you do that on Beasley, that leaves them wide open. And then it's Jalen Brunson that's his man, his original man. He's so small, he's not the tallest player ever anyway. So he's trying to run and contest. They don't see him at all.
yeah, they don't.
Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. got good looks like that.
Yeah,
So we have to prevent that from happening as much as possible.
yeah. I feel like the times they scored the most is when that happened. When we outright doubled Cade, I feel like we got an assist. He got an assist pretty much every time, and it was like a lot of times it was like an open three. And like you said, miscommunication. Two people going to one spot, and then somebody just diving to the basket wide open for a layup. So like we got to clean up that little stuff like that. But overall, we're in the right direction. I want to see less doubles next game. More OG fighting over screens or in switches, and I think we'll be good.
And also, again, the stat of the 12 assists. Normally, when that happens, we win, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 12 steals. I'm sorry, not assists. 12 steals.
Yeah. That was one of our keys to the game. The last game, we talked about how the Knicks for like a month were leading the league in points off turnovers, and that blew the game open for us. The turnovers, especially when you got Cat, your guy who's supposed to be bad defensively, getting 5 steals. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. So him, Mitch, of Josh Hart, we really locked in defensively, and hopefully we do that again the next game. All right. All right, yo. Let's get to the other part of the show.
Oh, Stack, my bad.
You got something else?
Yeah, I remember the podcast in my head, the last Detroit one that I watched, and they were talking about Holland, how they think that this is going to be a big series for him. But he's a rookie one, and I knew he wasn't going to have the best game in the Garden, especially. He came in the game, and little stuff like this, I guess it's the ball player. I don't know, little stuff. He came, and he looked around, and then he smiled. I said, that's a nervous smile. This baby's scared. Yeah. And he proceeded to have a terrible game.
Yeah. Yo, Ebony, I flashed back to the Knicks were playing the Miami Heat in the playoffs, and fans were killing Tibs because we were supposed to win the Miami Heat series. And I was just like, we're a really good team, but like our players are too young still. You playing against Jimmy Butler and all these guys, and it's like we're relying on Quentin Grimes and IQ and Obi, who never been in playoffs before, to bring us home over a veteran team. It doesn't really happen like that. And we got lost, and we blame Tibs. And it's funny enough, I feel like those same people who are blaming Tibs for not getting over the hump are making the same mistake picking the Pistons. Oh, the Pistons, they beat us 3 times in the play. They supposed to win. Oh, the Pistons, yeah. Like, they have our number because they got the talent. They got the young pieces. They got Duran. Oh, Pistons in 5.
Facts, Jay. It's funny you say that. I just got into it. We do I do the pregame spaces on Twitter. But I just got into it with a known toxic Twitter personality about the same thing, about using the regular season when it's okay for his point, and disregarding it when it's okay for his point also, because it's fact. You can't say that the regular season means nothing. It doesn't mean anything, and then tell me that they beat us all these times in the regular season. It doesn't go to both ways. You have to. I've been saying it reminds me of us, how we were so confident. Oh, we're gonna go in here and do this and do that. And like you mentioned, Jay, the experience of both the coach and the players shine through. They had a better plan. Okay, Josh Hart, you're gonna have to beat us. Like, they all right, Mitch, we're not gonna let you affect us like you did in the other series. No, you had all this go down, and this is what we see with us. We see our players learning from their past playoff mistakes. We mentioned Cat learning from his. We see Tibs might be have learned from his, keeping things in his pocket, not letting his whole hand out. Okay, y'all always adjusting to me. If I hold something, how can you adjust?
Exactly. Held it. Just like last year when I was saying we should be running when Grimes was here, I was like the whole season, I was like, why aren't we running Quentin Grimes off of curls? And then the Miami series comes along, all of a sudden Quentin Grimes is running off of curls. It's like Taylor be holding stuff.
Yep.
Taylor be holding stuff. That's all I got.
The Ron Holland minutes really. There's no one that I've watched and scouted more than Holland from my own neighborhood in Duncanville. But I gotta say, tonight I was very happy to see him absolutely hit the rookie wall in the playoffs. He was completely removed from the rotation in the second half. He did not come back in because he probably had the most deer in the headlights play as well, boneheaded mistakes that caused turnovers for them in the second quarter. So even though I love Ron Holland, I was very happy that he had an absolute ass crack game, because one thing I do know about him, he can't shoot. He knew just about everything but shoot. So I hope he actually plays more of the series. It's just trying to bring their percentage down and allow for us to tighten up our defense.
Agreed. All right, yo. It's the other part of the show, man. It's the Ooh and Bruh picks, man. So I'll let you guys, for you guys who don't know, Ooh picks and Bruh picks. Ooh picks are the things that you feel like you want to point out that's awesome and great. And it's so nice. You want to give it a ooh. And Bruh picks is something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out and say it's stupid, dumb, idiotic. It could be a take. It could be a basketball play. It could be anything you want. So what are you guys feeling? Ooh pick, Bruh pick.
Well, I'm not gonna take your ooh pick. I'm definitely not going. I'm gonna let that ooh pick slide for you, Jay.
Me?
Go ahead. So you give it.
What's my ooh pick that I'm
ooh
letting
pick.
slide?
Pain.
Oh, campaign.
Pain. Yeah. So go ahead. I don't want to take your ooh pick.
Listen, man. Campaigns playoff pain. I'm gonna call it. He's playoff pain now. Playoff pain came in the game and changed it for us. Hit 3 out of 5 from 3-pointers. Step back threes, layups, defense locking down Lee Beasley. I don't even know if I can call one play for campaign that stood out that got the ooh. It's just the collection of plays for me that was impressed me from campaign, from the defense to the offense to the fearlessness once we were down 9 to take the big shots and hit them, and also just ingratiating himself within the Madison Square Garden crowd. In the standing, we like the hypeness, we like the screaming, we like the hands up, we like that type of energy. So my ooh pick goes for campaign for a hell of a game, 14 points off the bench, and also for Tibs, who kept them in the game in the fourth quarter, didn't do his usual copy paste type of substitution patterns and close with him for most of the fourth. All right.
Yeah. Facts. And wasn't Cam part of the reason we got the 5-second violation?
Yeah, we had like I think we had like back-to-back. Do we have back-to-back 5-second violations, or was it a 5-second violation into a turnover?
It was back-to-back turnovers. It was I don't think it was both. It was just back-to-back turnovers. One of them was, I think. I'm not sure, but I know we did have back-to-back turnovers.
Got you. Shout out to campaign. Incredible defense. Yo, shout out to my boy Ruel. Ruel Smith is in the building. That is my college friend, best ace boom brother, Ruel Smith in the building. Shout out to you, my guy.
Shout out.
That is my ace. Shout out to Ruel.
Did we shout out Glamour? Nick, we shout out Glamour, right?
Oh yeah, we always shout out Glamour.
Okay, make sure. I had to make sure, you know how.
Yo, Glamour is one of the originals, yo. Glamour was rocking since Instagram.
But yeah, I have another ooh pick though. I did like Gamer's channel, just definitely Mitch's dunk, Mitch in general. Just his growth and seeing him stick with it and his work ethic, getting in the best shape after back-to-back injuries and not quitting. Showing his worth again. I remember at the trade deadline, there was a lot of people that wanted moves, and I said our move is Mitch. That's our move.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we trading for. That is who we're trading for Mitch. And you see his overall impact, the little things again that probably won't show up in stat sheets. He does that. Being ready, talking about he's ready to do the dirty work. Again, that's rare, especially in this day and age, for somebody to do all the dirty work and want to do it. So when he's on his social media and fake talking into the air, I let him, because it's rare to do all the dirty work and then get crapped on while you're doing the dirty work. I would talk in the air too. Shouts out to Mitch.
Shout out to Mitch. Crazy dunk with the one hand put back. Woo! That was nasty.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Sheesh.
I was jumping. Yeah, and I wish the other one would have counted too. Yeah, that's my other bro pick though. Go ahead. Those are my ooh picks.
What you got, Lee?
Got a couple of ooh picks. Mitchell Robinson, my X Factor pick for this series, specifically for Detroit. He is a nemesis of JB Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff has no idea how to adjust for Mitch, which is funny because he's so used to coaching bids. You would think that he would know how to scheme against them. But Mitch is an anomaly. That's why he's a gluttonous monster. Also, Tom Thibodeau, man, just excellent to know that we do have a coach capable of adjusting. This was the most hope I've had for being able to beat Boston. That maybe he has some additional jokers up his sleeve that he can unveil when we match up against them, because this is going to be this looked like a sweep. I said 5 games. I think it's going to be sweep. Dexter and I were both positive about this having sweep capabilities, and it's looking that way. Also, shout out Leon Rose. Shout out Leon for knowing to pick up a guy like Campaign, a guy like Landry Shamet. Shout out Leon Rose for not bending the knee and getting Jonas Valanciunas, who got absolutely cooked in drop coverage in the play-in game. Looked like absolute ass. Shout out Leon Rose for not trading Mitchell Robinson. That was an excellent move as well. As Ebony said, he brings a complete different dynamic. Everyone's always like, Knicks can't win a championship. We're 15th in defense, 18th in defense. Well, you're counting for a team that's not utilizing Mitch yet. When Mitch is back, we are a top 10 defensive team. And I think we're going to be top 5 once the playoffs are over in this postseason. And then just shout out y'all, man. It's so much fun being able to talk after a playoff win with the KOT family, not just the panel, but the chat, our main man, the fifth bid Beetle, Fritz Alessandor, main man, Phil Porto, Eru and Apollo, who do their show as well, but help the channel, and Fritz also with the NBA Economy Show. We got a hell of a network here, and it's only going to get better and bigger. And it will be a Ryan G surprise appearance at some point in the postseason, which will bring a whole new level to our analysis for sure.
It can't be a surprise if you announce it, man.
True. My bad. My bad. We'll edit that out.
Oh man. Okay, all right. That's what's up. Good pick. All right. Man, do you have a shoot? Yo, the Jalen Brunson. Hold on, my other ooh pick, yo. The Jalen Brunson step through in the fourth quarter when he split 2 defenders and threw the ball up with the left hand on his off foot for an and one. That shot took the soul out of the Pistons. He's like, you saw there was like a little fight, and then when he hit that shot, you just saw the shoulders drop. You just saw the tears start to roll back.
Yep.
You just saw all hope leave their body, and that's why that's my captain. That's my.
Thanks. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, yo. I got nothing left. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Brooklyn.
I got bro picks.
Oh, bro picks. You got bro picks? My bad.
Bruh. Yeah, I gotta give my bro pick to Udonis Haslem, who just be out here talking out his butt. Just butt talking out here. He said that he's gotta go with the I'm misquoted, but he said something about how he's going with Detroit because they're the lunch pack, like the hard hat and lunch pail type of people. Mm-hmm. And New York is more of the Cadillacs and Escalades and something else. I don't know what New York he been to, but I guess being in Miami, he stays far away from New York, I guess, because I don't know what he talking about with that one. but he just been Hall of Fame reaching when it came to this series anyway. Or his
He's
takes
a
been
Miami, like you already know Miami, New York. They don't like each other. It's gonna be biased. Any of those Florida teams, like Donis, Shaq, all those guys, they're not gonna really, you know what I mean?
yeah, and he can join Gil and Paul Pierce as honor or
Yeah,
permanent permanent bruh picks
Bruh.
because and that whole matter of fact that whole podcast that Gil has put them there too for talking so crazy about us
they just
versus
engage in farming. That's
this
all.
inexperienced team.
They engage
Facts.
in farming. That's all. That's fine. They're making the same mistake they made last year with the 76ers. That's fine. Let them talk. They're just gonna look stupid anyway. That's just the way it
That's
usually goes.
crazy. It's
Yep.
not worth the views to look stupid like that. Kind of your tape don't look good when they talk about believe me and they show you all the times you predicted something or said something and it's wrong, wrong,
Yeah.
wrong, wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Roll the
believe me,
tape.
bro, is my source.
Just roll the tape. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's my bro pick though.
I feel you. Like I still remember when Gilbert Arenas said who did he say he would pick over Jalen Brunson? What's the dude on Houston?
Yo, Jalen Green.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I'll take Jalen Green over
Jalen
Jalen
Green.
Brunson. Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
but
Just-
Bruh.
bro picks out there. But oh yeah, Fritz did say something in the chat. I guess this was his one of his worries or something. Deuce's usage or question he had.
Deuce didn't look. Deuce looked off offensively today. He missed wide open threes, like way wide open threes, like airball. So, I mean, I'm not gonna look too much into it. He's come up big for us in playoff games before. I'm thinking it's just a bad game. He didn't play much because of that. So I don't expect him to play like that the entire series. So I just brush it off as it's a bad game, and we'll see
Me
a better
too.
Deuce. I'm not looking
Facts.
too much
Me
into
too.
it.
I'll be watching though, but I don't think I know Deuce. We've seen him in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
maybe just the adrenaline. I don't know. First game. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, yo. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to the people who came in a little bit late. I see you guys saying Knicks in 4. Shout out to Warren Franklin. Says what's popping my Knicks family. What's popping to you? Shout out to HRM Great as well. And shout out to Knicks Yak. But yeah, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Lee, let her know where they can find you, man.
Don't follow me. Follow my 5 favorite non-KOT accounts on Twitter for great takes, analysis, and points of view on our New York Knicks. They are at Runs on Fumes, the O is a 0, at BK Steph 33, at NMGAR1, at Nickel_Diming, and at MU_York_Knicks. My 5 favorite non-KOT followers. Those are the homies. Follow them. You will not be disappointed.
All right, shout out to thank you, Lee, for shouting those guys out. Shout out to Steph, man, who wrote like a really good review of one of our last shows. Yeah, there's a couple of people I still want on the show that I haven't had on the show. I'm dropping the ball. Steph is one of them. Ron is one of them.
Yeah, Steph is good people.
Yeah.
Definitely good people. Good basketball mind too.
Yeah.
Love talking Knicks with her or basketball. Period.
Right. George, you haven't had George back in a while, but yeah, you gotta have some people back on. All right, so shout out to those guys. Ebony, let me know they can find you.
You can find me here after every Knick game. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram at Mad Knick Fan. I do a pregame space on Twitter called Your Tech Knicks, and during the WNBA season, I do a postgame space called Balling with the Queens.
That's what's up. So you already know. Follow her on those platforms. Check her out. Also, shoot, Phil, are you doing a show this Thursday? Wait, we have a game Thursday, so you probably won't do the show Thursday. There's a game Thursday, right? Okay. All right. Follow us on the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. The Lakers took an L. That's funny. Okay. Juju and Dante over there cooking for the Timberwolves. Shout out to those guys, ex-Knicks. But yeah, you can follow us on those platforms as well. And guess what? We'll be back. We'll be back Monday, which
Phil said this shows this sorry I cut you off, that they're gonna do it on Wednesday.
you gonna do it on Wednesday? That's what's up. All right. So definitely tune in. We're gonna have another post-game show on Monday. Knicks Pistons. So be here, be square. Then Phil is gonna have his Knicks nightcap show on Wednesday. If you missed the last one, it was a good one. He had Anthony MSG on there and Sean on there. So definitely check that out if you haven't checked that out already. They do good work over there. And yeah. And then we'll be back over here for Thursday for Knicks Pistons again. Hopefully we'll be one game away from a sweep after that game. All right. That's the show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the worldwide west. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets, TikTok too. That is the show. We out of here. Peace.